Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the CrappieEngineer YouTube channel. So I recently watched a video from a creator called Pauly Walnuts, and his video was about reading and how the infinite scroll is stealing everyone's attention away. And I'm a big fan of this guy and his videos, and I kind of wanted to give my own take on this idea, I guess. So yeah, definitely go watch his original video. I'll link it below. I really hope he's alright with that and I'm not doing anything wrong by doing this. So let's get into it. First off, this is not going to be one of those videos where I tell you reading gives you aura, or that the girls definitely love a guy who reads, or any sort of thing like that. I just kind of want to talk about my own attention and how it looked during my first year of college, because I would say I watched it right away in real time, and I want to talk about what I've been doing about it. And I think there's probably a fair chance you'll see yourself somewhere in this video as well. First, let me just walk you through a little bit of what I actually like to read, because I think I have a pretty normal reading history, and it kind of fits well with the point of the video. So, in elementary school, I started with the classics, of course, all the goats of the Scholastic book fair. Read a lot of Pete the Cat, Big Nate, and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and of course the Guinness Book of World Records, and also the Sacred Text, which are those Minecraft handbooks. And I also bought a lot of invisible ink pens at the book fair as well. And actually, I would say the single greatest financial decision of my life happened at the book fair. It had to have been first or second grade, and my mom sent me to school with some book money, and I came home with the Minecraft handbooks, an invisible ink pen, an eraser shaped like an Xbox controller, and a model volcano. So a bunch of legendary loot, really, and it was pretty peak. And realistically, this was a lot of money, and my poor mom was super pissed when I came back with a bag of bullshit. Aside from the sacred takes, of course, because those were educational. In middle school, I actually read on my own a lot, and I was big into war books and these like catastrophe type books. The main one I can remember reading is Salt to the Sea. Um, Also, I really liked And Then There Were None in middle school. It was kind of like a Among Us book. If you guys know Among Us, it's like the original Among Us murder mystery sort of book, and I was a big fan of it. I also read these books that were about like a track team, and I remember the first one was called Ghost. I don't remember the other names, but I'll flash a picture of them up on screen. Then high school happened, and high school pretty much killed my will to read for a short time. They had us reading a lot of Shakespeare, among other usuals for high school required reading, and it really sucked a lot of the fun out of reading for me. Assigned reading really had this way of making me hate a book before I ever even opened it, and I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to that. Recently, my reading list has been a little different. I read Love and Responsibility by Pope John Paul II, and I also read the biography of St. Augustine. More recently, I read Elementary Differential Equations and Boundary Value Problems by William E. Boyce. This was a super fun book, and I really recommend it as something to pick up and just bring to the beach for a light read. So, stacking all that up, I was a pretty middle of the road kid when it came to reading. I wasn't, of course, the kid with a flashlight under his blanket reading in the middle of the night, and I also wasn't the kid who never touched a book. So, I would say that this could be part of what happened in freshman year and how the rot really got to me. All right, now I'm gonna get a little bit into the trance, if you will. So, my first year of college, I found myself with way more time to myself than I would have expected, really. Being away from home heightens that a lot more than you'd think. So, I definitely made a lot of time for my friends, time for class, and I made it to the gym pretty much every day throughout at least my first semester of college. But in between all of it, there were these gaps, and the gaps went straight to Instagram Reels. Yeah, and I want to describe the cycle to you exactly, because if you've been in it, then you know it, and if you haven't, I would just consider this a cautionary tale. Throughout the day, I'd open Reels, scroll for a while, and then I'd close Reels, maybe open it right back up immediately after. Then I'd play a game of Clash. I would, of course, get completely rolled and then rage quit, and I'd open Reels back up to cope with that a little bit. And then the loop would just run. I would go from Reels to Clash and back again for hours, and eventually I'd snap out of it. It was kind of like coming out of a trance, really, and I'd get up and do something else. In a bit of a fit, um, I would just think about all the time I threw away, and you really don't even enjoy it. You're kind of just not even there at all. You come out of it worse than when you went in, and with nothing to show for it. And the craziest part about all of this, I would say, is I could feel my attention span rotting away, and I kept doing it anyway. Realistically, it wasn't just like me alone in my dorm or me with my friends scrolling either. Let me paint a little picture of what a college lecture actually looks like right now as well. So the professor will put up a check-in question or one of those participation things, and people, myself included, will just use AI to answer in mid-lecture. And there's also dudes who play Clash Royale through the entire lecture without paying any mind to the professor at all. And like what's even the point of getting out of bed to roll up and just do that? Why go through the effort at all to do that? I'll just say it seems like we're super cooked. Another thing that finally got me to change something with this was my sleep. Whenever I was on my phone in bed for a while before going to sleep, my sleep was noticeably worse, and I would wake up feeling terrible every single time. My own body was showing me the pattern, and I still took way too long to listen to it. Now, some would make the case that reading is the only escape from the infinite scroll, and this is where I want to push back a little because I wouldn't completely agree with this. So, I'm not saying that reading is the only escape from this, but I'm saying it's a way better alternative, and realistically, it's one of several. Um, what actually matters is where the time goes instead for me, and some of the swaps have actually worked for me as well. I'll put on an audiobook and go for a long walk. That one directly replaced doom scrolling for me at the time. It kind of brought me the same consumption sort of fulfillment, except I came back from it better instead of kind of distraught like I would after scrolling. I'll go and call family. Genuinely, calling somebody in your family does the exact same job as a scroll. It fills the empty gap, except on the other side of it, there's a person who's glad you checked in on them. I'll go to the gym and listen to, I really like listening to personal finance videos while I lift, which is something I've gotten pretty interested in recently. And just a side note, I've been thinking about making some of these style of videos as well, so let me know in the comments if you'd want that. Uh, Realistically, I'm going to do it anyway, so I'm just kind of letting you know. Um, I also have a rule that I only let myself play video games if I'm recording and talking over it. That rule is actually why I created this channel in the first place, and I sometimes I can't trance out of BTD6 or whatever I'm playing, and if I have to narrate my own thoughts while I play it or after I play it, then that is really helping me and benefiting me. So, as for the actual reading right now, I'm reading How to Drink, which is a classical guide to the art of imbibing. It's a philosophy book that's actually pretty funny, and I'd recommend it to anyone who wants a lighter read that can still kind of force you to reflect a little bit. Um, the whole thing is ancient advice on drinking in moderation and being personable while drinking, not just being a brute about it and while doing it. And I've really taken that to heart. Just recently, I applied that knowledge by pounding a 30 rack with my friends, and I made it back to my apartment, threw up, and blacked out. And I also apparently lost 50 bucks in a game of poker somewhere in there. So I would definitely say that was the classical art of imbibing. The reading is clearly working out for me. And anyway, that's my current answer to the gaps where reels used to live. And I would say results may vary. Alright, so where do I personally land on all of this? So, to sum this up, it really is that damn phone, and I'm not going to tell you to throw it in a lake because I definitely did not do that, and I still lose rounds to it sometimes. But definitely try to replace the empty scroll time. Read a book, listen to an audiobook, call your family, all those things I said before. Maybe you do some fucking homework or something, dude. I don't know. It'll benefit you in the long run to replace this with something else. Even a video game counts if it's one that makes you focus on something more than 30 seconds. I would say the bar is super low in comparison to the scroll, and anything that asks your brains to hold one thing and stick with it for a long enough period of time is ultimately going to be more beneficial for you. Because scrolling and rotting sort of empties your brain out, and an empty mind is exactly where the bad stuff tends to move in. These things like boredom, the comparison spiral, and feeling like garbage about yourself for no reason you can name at the time. I would just want to leave you with this, and it's that you need to fill your mind on purpose and with something worth having in there, or the phone will fill it with whatever it's selling to you. Yeah, thank you. That's the whole video. The fix really isn't complicated. It's just kind of a swap and filling your mind one gap at a time. Howdy guys, I just wanted to thank you again for watching another CrappieEngineer production. Let me know in the comments what you're reading right now or what your worst scroll cycle kind of looks like for you. I want to hear about the bad ones and the good ones. So yeah, and if you'd like to watch personal finance videos from me, say so, even though I already told you I'm doing it regardless. And also like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. And if you guys leave any comments, I'll definitely respond to them. So talk to me down below.